So I was just about to start this vlog, but someone's been nosy. Okay, let's go. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of ScareCam here on the Scare Trap Podcast YouTube channel. I am here at the Darn Prison in Shrewsbury. We've been invited down by the Immersive Events team to have a behind the scenes tours of their build and construction here for Shrewsbury Prison Scream Park. It opens in October, so only a few weeks away now. We're going to go through 3 of their attractions, so they're behind the scenes sort of construction, but they've actually got 6 attractions here for this year. So yeah, we're going to meet up with Joel, Sophie and Gary from the Immersive Events team here at the Darn Prison, and we'll see you inside.
Hi guys, I'm Joel at Immersive Events.
I'm Gary at Immersive Events.
And we're here outside with ScareTrack, just stood outside what used to be Mero, as you can see from the sign on the door. But this year for Shrewsbury Prison Scream Park, Mero has been ripped apart and put back together as
Phantom Finders.
And Gary is now going to take you through and show you a little sneak preview of what you can expect this October for Halloween.
Okay, so come on in guys. So realistically in here, not a huge amount of changes, but the sofas have gone, the rack's gone, and
no crazy receptionist.
no crazy receptionist. So this will be the hotel reception though. Lots of dressing still to do. Lots of fun to go this way. These will be gone. And there will be a nice little surprise in there for people. There was a wall here, which has disappeared, to open up the kitchen area, so people will have to walk around that. The hallways are the same apart from the huge bags have gone down there, so that's all just white, nice. Backstage, actors area. Actors run, probably the biggest run in the UK for any actor.
Absolutely, you got a few sort of the sort of like opening drop, as opposed to a drop box. They sort of like open up. So
open doors.
Good.
But they're all the way over all the walls, so there's plenty of places for people to pop out of. And
actors can get you at literally any point. Definitely.
Actors can get you anywhere. This was the Octagon Room in Mero, where Patient Zero was housed. This is now 2 separate rooms that you still walk around. So this is a huge, it's going to be a huge difference. Still some, again, lots of dressing to do in here. Some little surprises to go in here and there as well. Little bits and pieces to take out. Again, I won't tell you about the surprises in here because there's going to be a few nice surprises.
Awesome.
Be careful of the building because we've knocked a little bit now.
I must say this is the first time I've ever had to duck down into a shower. I remember it was pitch black the first time I went through Mero, and I was like in a shower with a stranger, and then they all of a sudden ducked down. I was like, what the hell is happening?
Precisely.
But yeah, no, that was always a good.
But since this is going to be like a very run-down hotel, the walls are perfect. Once we've knocked some more holes in and ripped some stuff out, I'm sure a couple of our actors that lived in here are going to be quite upset by it.
Yeah,
but it's going to look beautiful when it's finished.
Awesome.
So guys, that is Mero. This is, or was Mero, is now Phantom Finders. It's the last maze to be built and finished. It's due to be finished in the next week before October starts. But we thought we'd like to take you and show you a sneak preview of one of our finished mazes, which was here last year. It was one of our most popular mazes last year, which was Jamboree, and it's returned this year for 2018 as Jamboree Encore. So we're going to go upstairs and have a quick look.
So the door will be open and there will be a guard showing you in to the...
Oh my god.
And then the door opens. And you're let out into the cell.
Oh wow.
So as I said, Harris fencing and more Harris fencing, the best building materials in the scare world.
Of course.
It's massively underrated in my opinion. And I know a lot of large parts say, we're never using this stuff, but it's... there's lots of work to go on in here. This is very much the bare basics of
Yeah.
what it is.
No, Gary knows. I just thought I wanted it.
Yeah, so
And what attraction is this one?
this is the cell.
The cell.
The electricians come in here to do the huge show lights, because at the moment they're tripping out the electrics.
Right.
Because they're too big for the electrics in the room.
Wouldn't be a prison scream park without a cell.
Without a room.
No, perfect.
Attraction. So that's a very simple, very nice maze, but it's going to be very intense with a lot of actors continuously at you.
So for those of you that were here last year that came and experienced Jamboree at Shrewsbury Prison Scream Park, you will be pleased to know it has returned this year, but it is scaled up. It is back as Jamboree Encore, and we're going to let you be the first people through it now to have a sneak preview of what's to come this Halloween.
All right, thank you very much.
When you're ready, Mikey, if you'd like to make your way through the circus tunnel.
Thank you very much. Oh, crikey. Right, you'll see I'm having a lights on tour of Circus Jamboree here at Shrewsbury Prison. Obviously, in the evening, there's going to be no light coming through, so it's going to be absolutely pitch black. There's a nice long tunnel here, but there's a nice bit of padding on the floor, so if it's nice on my knees, I might have a nap. Of course, you can imagine when it's dark and lots of flashing lights, lots of actors coming at you, lots of strobes, lots of loud music. It's going to be quite intense in this attraction. Oh, that's it, I'm lost. Yep, totally lost now. You brought me here to kill me.
And then you come towards the end, which is our grand finale with the scariest actor, I should say, or the scariest character that you could have possibly, Miss Sophie Wishings. Now, this is then you come out to the end of Jamboree before you make your way down and back into the main screen park.
Okay then guys, welcome back to this episode of ScareCam by the ScareTrack podcast. I'm here with Sophie and Gary. Sophie, hello. And Gary.
Hi.
Awesome. First of all, I want to say thank you to Gary and Joel for taking us around a few of the mazes. How many mazes have you got? Is it 6?
This year we've got 6 mazes.
6 mazes. So we just had a small sneak peek of just 3 attractions. Obviously, really excited. Jamboree is looking awesome. So we can't wait to try that out when it's all finished and all set in a few weeks' time. But I just wanted to bring you guys back into your lovely humble abode.
It's beautiful.
It's like Harry Potter's bedroom.
Just to talk a little bit about obviously immersive events. They're not just here at the Dana Prison in Shrewsbury. You're around the country with some other prisons as well. So let's talk about here, right at home. We are in Shrewsbury, literally 5 minutes away from the train station. It's nice and central, easy to get to. So if you guys haven't been before, I've been coming for the last few years. I went to Lockdown, Sanatorium, went to the Scream Park last year. Of course, this is your biggest year to date. 6 attractions, very exciting. So let us know a little bit about immersive events and the Scream Park you got here this year.
Right, yeah, so...
You do the Scream Park, I'll do the immersive event.
Right, so this year's Scream Park, I'll let Sophie go on about the immersive events and the private events and whatnot, but this year's Scream Park, we decided to go much bigger this year. Last year was a pretty big success for us even though we made it maybe a little bit overcomplicated here and there in the story. So some people might have not kept up, some people kept up really well, but that was very much a transitional year of how we're going to do it this year. So this year we've gone more traditional with 6 different experiences in a full screen park.
Awesome.
Which is going to hopefully work a lot better for us.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got 6 attractions, and we've seen obviously snippets of each one on social media. Very active every day, showing adverts for each one. So it's awesome to be able to see the build and see the progression of the Scream Park growing. So let's take us through your attractions. Obviously, don't give us all spoilers and things like that, but let's talk about what attraction you got. So the first one we went through was the old Miro building.
So yeah, the old Miro building. Obviously, it was what was it? It was a laboratory.
I was just going to say container.
It's a container.
I didn't know
It's built in a container, but it was a laboratory, and Miro's been going for 3 years now.
2 years.
2 years, and it's been going for the hen pies, the stag parties. It's slightly changed for last year's Halloween to keep with the same storyline, and it was decided that this year it was time for a change, and we had to get rid of Miro. So now that's becoming Phantom Finders, and will be a really old motel.
Okay, cool.
Where you have to go and find ghosts.
Let's find
AKA
some ghosts.
Ghostbusters.
Hey, nice.
That's
Awesome.
the way it's all.
And then we went through the cell,
The cell, that's right.
which is just a huge room, Harris Fenton. But like you said when we were going through, it's an underrated prop. It
Yes.
can, when obviously you wouldn't want a whole screen park based on it, but for an attraction, when done correctly, like you say, you've got some huge. Strobe lights in there, so huge that they're like tripping the power out.
Yeah.
So we're going to get some extra power here at Shrewsbury Prison. I'm sure the rest of Shrewsbury will be blacked out whilst you guys are running.
Pretty much.
But that attraction, I'm guessing that's going to be sharp shocks, sort of.
That's going to be very
intense.
quick, very shocky, very intense, very smoky, very light going. It'll be continuous. You won't get a break from start to finish.
Awesome.
You will get a story where you'll be sent into the cell. Once you're in the cell, that's it. You're in the cell. The sort of basis for that was I wanted to take Scare back to its very roots of just scaring the hell out of people.
Sweet.
So I was thinking, along the lines of the most similar attraction I could think would be the Asylum at Thorpe Park.
Yeah.
Quite similar to that.
A fan
with
favourite,
a
definitely.
very, very fan favourite. So again, back to the roots of Scare of just, you're in trouble.
Awesome. You're in trouble.
That's
Sweet. And then the next attraction, we had a good long walk through there. Obviously the lights were on, so you could see, but imagine when the lights are off, it's dark, it's got flashing lights, crazy Jamboree music. And that was the third attraction we went through, Jamboree. So obviously that was here last year. I remember eating some burnt popcorn.
Yeah.
It's nice
It was
popcorn.
Nice popcorn. So that's obviously twice the size it was last year, probably 3 times the size. So
Actually, Jamboree Encore is actually in a smaller area.
then it's like a TARDIS.
It is like a TARDIS. So
Last
it was
year was a
actually,
tea workshop.
that last year it was actually covered the whole of the area that it's in now and the area that's in the cell. So it's actually shrank down quite a lot.
Right, okay.
But
We
this-
managed to weave.
We managed to
a lot.
weave in a better place with it. There's more red and white in there, so it's a lot more like what you call a traditional curtains maze,
Yeah.
which is again fantastic. But even though last year was set in the future, it's actually a continuation from last year's.
Okay.
So there is a storyline in there to continue from what happened last year.
Awesome. And that's what's nice about you guys here as well, especially when you do the other sort of zombie events that year on year, there's a backstory to it, there's a story, and you're not just there for some scares. People who want to come just for scares can get them, great.
Yeah.
But if you want to have a little bit more into the story, like invest a little bit more of your time and effort into it, you can get more out of it as well, definitely. And then we have 3 attractions that we didn't look through. You're keeping my eyes closed for those ones, so it's going to be a nice big
Absolutely.
surprise. So what are the other 3 attractions you got?
So the 3 attractions we've got, we have the Butchery, which is also a sort of a return, but it's now the Shrewsbury Meat Market. Which we've gone more local with that to look at what we've got around. So that is it's a butchery that is very nice on the forefront, but not so nice inside.
Okay.
Then we have Experimental, which is a twist on Miro almost. So again, it's the storyline of Experimental is interacting with Miro, except for the zombies. There's no zombies in our park this year, which there have always been. So that's a twist on it. And there's a lot of little Easter eggs from Miro within that attraction, but you're very seldom to see them, if you can see at all. And then you have house number 7, which is our cannibal family.
You can't beat a good cannibal family.
And again, you're going to be invited in as a trick-or-treater.
Okay,
And
nice.
from there you'll see what happens.
Awesome, fantastic. So that's Shrewsbury Prison Scream Park. 6 attractions here at the Dana Prison in Shrewsbury, and just click the link below to go straight to their website. It's imevents.global. imevents.global. See, I remember it. I even remember. And you'll be able to get your tickets here. A really good night out. But obviously, Immersive Events isn't just Shrewsbury Scream Park. We have another Halloween scare park opening as well. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about the other scare event, and then along with everything else that Immersive Events can offer throughout the year?
Okay, so we'll start with Shepton Mallet, which is Shepton Mallet's Halloween nights, which is 6 nights through October. They have three attractions there. So they have The Street, which is an extremely immersive 1980s based zombie horror movie. And from there, that is going to be extremely highly detailed. The detail that is just incredible. I'm not going to give away what's in it because it is just above level.
Right.
Yeah, it really is. They will also have a dark maze up there, and they will have a battle archery.
Awesome.
So there's plenty going on down there.
Sweet.
That's going to be, again, really
So,
good event.
if you're not too close to Shrewsbury, obviously it is an event worth travelling for. We travel all around the UK and Europe, so it's definitely worth travelling here to do it. But if you're closer to Shepton Mallet, then obviously there's a scare event from these guys as well. But what else have you got to do all throughout the year? I know you had a hen party here the other day, you have stags, you have corporate events. I've been here with my work bunch doing battle archery. So there's loads of stuff on offer. What have you got throughout the year?
Yeah, we're not just scare. So, like you said, we did a hen party this last weekend. We've got 3 hen parties booked in.
Nice.
Saturday and Sunday. We've got a corporate day booked tomorrow as well, where they do our escape room, so the cell escape, battle archery, like you said, the butchery, the horror experience that was premiered last weekend, and the hens loved it.
Yeah.
They were very
Really
scared.
Good.
We do Prison Break, which is what you lot came to. On the last one, we had just over 100 people.
Wow.
And that's amazing. It's a
incredible.
big scale event. It's a very immersive event. Pardon the pun.
And that'll be returning next year?
Yes, it will. Yeah. Of course, it's one of our most popular events that we do. We also do outdoor cinema, which is if the weather's nice, you go out in the courtyard and you watch a classic film. And then we've got Twisted coming back this year.
We have Twisted Fairy Tales coming back this year for the first time in 2 years, which is going to be even...
And when else is that coming back? Is that
That will be
time?
coming
December,
that'll be
yeah.
coming December, Christmas
Oh,
time.
wow, okay.
And that will be bigger and better than the last one.
Yeah.
Awesome. So there's more events throughout the whole year, obviously not just scare, but like you say, battle archery, prison break, escapes, experiences. If you've got a stag, a hen, anything like that, then
Contact me.
contact the lovely Sophie. Anything scary, contact Gary. So awesome. I just want to say a huge thank you to you guys, and obviously Joel as well. Joel's busy now in some other meetings, but for inviting us down here to be able to have a sneak peek of your attractions and have a nice chat. We will be here on the 19th of October, and the episode ScareCam and Scare Track podcast from this event will be out on the 20th of October. So check those out. If what these guys were just saying sounded pretty awesome to you, then they're not lying, it is, I've been here. But you can check out our 4-part mini-series of the Prison Break game as well. 4-hour immersive event. Oh, pardon the pun again, immersive event. But yeah, if you haven't yet seen it, where you've been, you've got episodes 1, 2, 3 and 4, all around a 10 to 15 minute episode of how myself and the rest of the Scare Track team tried to escape this.
Try being the word.
Try. Like, we were really bad.
Yeah.
Like, they were helping us out as well, and we were really, genuinely really bad. But luckily, no escaping with the Scream Park. It's just lots of scares, lots of fights, and that is our forte, so we will enjoy it. So, once again, guys from the Immersive Events team, thank you so much for joining us on ScareCam.
Thanks for
Thanks
coming
for
in.
coming.
So there we go, guys. A huge thank you to Joel, Sophie and Gary for joining us here at the Shrewsbury Prison for their cheeky little behind the scenes. Obviously, it's not too long away now, but Jamboree is nearly done. Obviously the cells there as well, and we also have 4 more attractions as well. That's going to be really awesome. We come every year, we've been coming the last few years. Their events are always awesome, also really immersive and storytelling as well. So yeah, really exciting. Just click the link below to get your tickets for Shrewsbury Prison Scream Park, and we'll see you there. Thanks for watching this episode of ScareCam, a Scare Track podcast production. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and leave us a comment below. You can also listen to our podcast at www.scaretrack.podbean.com and interact with us on our social media pages. Thanks again, Scare fans.